when you're recording music, it doesn't make sense.
I'm a drummer. I love having a click track.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it makes sense.
because other musicians struggle to keep time, and the click track means I'm not sitting there hurling drumsticks at them the whole time.
Right.
So,
no, that's fair.
which I've done. So I
I
actually
believe
have done that.
I believe that.
On stage during a show, our bass player kept speeding up, so I threw a drumstick at him, and I hit him in the back. And he turned around and looked at me, and I mouthed the words, "Slow the fuck down."
Right.
And he went, "Oh, damn, sorry."
My bad.
And he slowed the fuck down.
I love that.
As a drummer, my job is to
Keep the time.
keep time and punish you when you don't keep time. Because I'm the one surrounded by heavy objects, and I will hurl them at you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, everybody.
Hi. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Babble and Bullshit, Hopeless and Bitter.
I really wanted to be like, oh, sorry, we didn't see you there.
This is a podcast about anything at this point. It's my usual is where a hopeless romantic and a bitter asshole. You've by now have figured out which one is
God,
which.
I hope you figured out which one is which.
Talk about relationships and
And we have
all of that.
for a bunch of episodes.
And now it is time that we have literally run out. And so this is going to be our last Hopeless and Bitter episode. We may come back, if somebody comes up with a good idea, we may come back and do like the off one.
But this is going to be
it.
our sign off. We're going to random musings on the world of dating and relationships.
Yeah, I think it's great. My name is Lilith.
My name is Will. Hello.
Yeah, I'm a little sad, but at the same time I'm like, no, I've run out of ideas.
Honestly,
I got nothing else to talk about. I got no good advice.
I'm a little sad to be leaving this one behind because, let's be fair, this is fun.
Oh yeah,
and I think between the two of us, we have just a mountain of dating horror stories.
Yeah,
and it's nice to be able to say into a microphone to the internet, hey, here's all the ways that I've seen this end horribly in flames.
Yeah.
Maybe avoid those.
including our own fuck ups.
Oh, so many.
Like I was a very bad person back in the day.
You slept with me. Your judgment is obviously awful.
Oh, it's very bad. Yeah, it's very, very bad. It's very bad.
I mean, I could say the same. I voluntarily slept with you, so my judgment is clearly skewed.
Yeah, but at least I'm a 10, so.
I mean,
yeah.
Yes. I'm not going to argue with that part. But
one of your friends thought I was a fucking escort,
that is absolutely true.
We talked about it on an episode. Like, one of your friends thought I was an escort, and I was like, oh my God, you think I'm hot enough to be an escort?
So
Stop.
for anyone who missed that, when Lil and I first met, we went to a bar near my old apartment, and we're sitting out on the patio. It's a beautiful night. And at some point, Lil goes inside to just get a drink, use the bathroom, whatever.
Yeah.
And one of my friends comes over to me and is very concerned that I'd paid for an escort and brought them out to the bar.
First of all, I wouldn't announce that.
And I'm laughing my ass off because at first I was like, wait, who brought up? Oh, no. Oh, no. First of all, you think I have the money to pay an escort. That's funny by itself. But no. Not in the slightest. Also, I'm Jewish. I wouldn't pay an escort. Come on.
Is it anti-Semitic if you said the joke?
No.
Oh, okay.
I suffered through a bar mitzvah. I'm allowed to make those jokes.
Okay, fair enough.
Because suffered through is the right way to put it. To this day, I can speak 3 words of Hebrew. Again, nothing.
That's very funny. I know punim means face. I know
That's
a little
true.
bit of Yiddish.
Yeah, I know a smattering of Yiddish. There are several words that I really do think should be Yiddish and aren't. Spatula.
Why the fuck do you think that word should be Yiddish?
Listen to it.
Oh my God.
I'm not wrong. It's also not my joke, and I cannot for the life of me remember who said it, but they're 100% correct. And it does bother me. I love Yiddish. It's a great language.
Yiddish
it's
is
so
awesome.
much fun.
I love hearing old Jewish people fucking go off in Yiddish. I'm like, I love every part of this. Teach me.
Yiddish is a wonderful language. It is
Teach me.
absolutely brilliant.
That makes me very happy.
But yeah, we figured we'd do this last episode just to, you know, I don't know, talk about the shit we like and dislike about dating. Because,
Ooh, okay. Pros and cons of dating.
Yeah.
Pros. Cons. Everything.
okay, that was well played.
Thank you.
Honestly, cons or pros, having someone to eat dinner with. That's nice. Like,
Okay, I guess that's fine.
yeah. Also, I've never mastered how to cook for one, because if you take a recipe meant for 4 and you like actually like do quarters of everything for a single serving, you end up with a sixth of an onion and a fourth of a tomato, and you're like, I'm not cutting my food into. No, that's fucking stupid. I cannot cook for one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I physically am not capable of it.
Yeah.
It looks sad.
Oh.
Just
Well,
look at it,
that's
I'm like,
why cook
"Whoa."
for 2 and you have leftovers.
Cook for 12. You have leftovers for longer.
Not so bad, I guess.
I come from a big family. We made food in bulk.
Oh,
Like,
that's right. Yeah.
like
I came from a small family, so
you've not lived till you've watched your mother put. We'll never forget this. She was making spaghetti with meat sauce. That was all.
Mhm.
She took 6 pounds of ground beef,
Jesus.
put them in a, I guess, giant. I mean, it was technically like a Dutch oven style. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
it looked like a cauldron. Because there are 8 kids,
And then
2 adults.
And then mom and dad, yeah.
You're for 10 people.
Jesus Christ.
I'm the 7th of 8. And I mean, it's 6 pounds of meat. Like,
That checks out.
like,
I've only ever like cooked for just 2, or like even if it's just me, I cook for 2 and
Yeah.
then like I said I have leftovers. But I came from a small family. It was only 4 of us in the house. So
Yeah.
like my mom made enough
For
for
4 of
all
you.
of us.
Yeah.
With maybe some leftovers.
Yeah.
Depending on what she was making. So like for the most part, that was what I was used to. And when my sister moved out, it was just the 3 of us, and then my dad passed away. And you know, I was already out of the house, but I did end up moving back with my mom for a little while. And it was the same thing. Like when we cooked, it was just the 2 of us, so we didn't make a whole lot of food.
Yeah.
And even now, I cook for my partner and me. I make enough for the 2 of us. And sometimes we get lucky and have some leftovers of something.
Yeah.
For the most part, though, we eat all of it because the portioning is just enough for 2 people.
See, I spent all those years growing up with a giant family. They're working in restaurants. Like,
Which, again, is all in bulk.
yeah. I mean, This was at a pizza place that I worked at, and we served salads and wings and that kind of thing. But most places, when they make chicken wings, they fry them, deep fried chicken wings,
Right.
which are delicious.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. We grilled them,
Ooh.
but that was only step 1.
Okay.
First, they marinate overnight,
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
grill, oven, portion, put aside. When they're ready to serve, put through the rolling oven, so they're hot.
Yep.
Serve. They're amazing. But one morning, I'm there doing prep work. I spent 2 hours grilling 600 chicken wings. Like, that.
Jesus.
Good God! I mean,
Yeah.
we went through all of them that weekend, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But like, 600 chicken wings.
That's so many.
All those years of restaurant work, of growing up in a massive family, and when I try to make something portioned for one, and I sit down and look at it, I'm just like, now I'm sad. Like, it's just like this seems, like it just seems wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea of leftovers too, because I work a lot of shows late at night.
Yeah, so having those leftovers like sitting in the fridge or in the freezer.
Like right now in my freezer, I have leftover lasagna.
Yeah, so you can like on a night that you know you have to work a show, pull that out of the freezer, put it in the fridge to let it thaw out a little bit. You get home, you pop that sucker in the microwave.
Honestly, what I'll do on my way out to the show, toss it from the freezer into the fridge.
Yeah.
When I get home from the show, put the oven at like 200,
Yeah.
toss it in a baking dish, then take a shower. because after a show, I'm sweaty, I'm gross. By the time I get out of the shower, it's nice and hot.
Yeah.
I have food. Done.
Yeah.
Dinner. Instead of having to cook something, which I love to cook. I very much love to cook, especially for a partner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at a lot of things. Cooking is one of them.
I could agree with that. Yeah, you are a very good cook.
And I've heard from many people that one way to your partner's heart is through food. Well,
Yeah, a way to their heart is through the stomach.
yes.
I say it's directly through the chest and a little to the left.
Yeah,
but
that's also true. If
know.
you're going through the stomach, you have to go up and to, I guess it would be your right.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
but
yeah.
it's much faster. Just go directly through the chest.
Well, there's a breastplate there too. You have to kind of get through, but yeah.
You'd be surprised.
No, I honestly wouldn't. But honestly, cooking for a partner is one of those great ways. This is always what I found is what a lot of couples struggle with is finding time just to be together and not be distracted by TV or work or whatever show you're binging or the next movie you want to watch or whatever. Yeah. And if both people cook together, that's a great time just to spend time together.
Mm-hmm.
You get to cook together, eat together, and congratulations, there's an hour and a half you've spent together without really any distraction.
I only want to eat with my partner. I need him out of my kitchen when I am cooking. I need him gone. I need him the fuck away from me because he gets in my way. And I'm like, I am trying to cook your meal. Do you want to eat?
Yeah, then
Because if
fucking
you
move.
do, leave.
Oh, you want to help? Great, I have exactly what you can do. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, like, if you want to help, go sit the fuck down.
Yeah. See,
Go
I got
play
lucky.
video games for an hour.
I got lucky. So my last partner, she knew nothing about cooking when I met her, but she really wanted to learn. And she does have a knack for it. So having her in the kitchen was great. She really wanted to help.
Mm-hmm.
And she was smart enough to be able to say, hey, I have no idea how to do that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and either let me do it or ask me to teach her how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Got her to the point where now she can cut like a pro chef, guiding on the knuckles and everything.
Mm-hmm.
She picked it up quick. She really did. She did nick herself a couple times. You do when you're learning.
Oh, I fucking nicked myself bad this morning.
Yeah,
making breakfast.
It happens.
I like chopped off part of my fingernail. Like it's like gone.
That does happen.
Yeah,
Like,
it does. I cleaned it up. It's all good. We got a Band-Aid on it. We're just
Yeah.
gonna have to change the Band-Aid every day
Yeah.
for a while until that part of the nail comes back.
yeah. There was one in all the restaurants I worked in, so we had the big slicers.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wear gloves, obviously.
Of
Cutting gloves. And at one point, I'm sitting there, I got cutting gloves on. I am halfway through chopping what had to be 7 pounds of steak into strips. So my brain is turning into pudding. Like,
Right.
and just like, no. And then I felt the knife come down on my hand, like not on my fingertip, like on the middle of my fingers. If it hadn't, and I was going hard. If it hadn't been for the cutting glove, I would have cut off 2 fingers at
yeah.
the middle knuckle.
Oh yeah, when I worked in restaurants, like I've only worked in 2, and they were like the build your own meal type of place,
Yeah.
so it was like a line work. But I did a lot of prep work when I opened.
Cutting gloves are.
I always had
Yeah.
a cutting glove on, always.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I trust myself to cut. This was the first time in the 2 or 3 years that I have been like regularly cooking that I actually cut myself,
Yep.
which is very fucking impressive.
Honestly, I think the last one was like 2 or 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
It was such a dumb mistake too. That
Well-
I was like, what the fuck?
mine. There's nothing more dangerous in a kitchen, professional or home, than a dull knife.
Oh, I was gonna say a Skywalker in a hallway, but yeah.
But listen to our nerdcast. No, dull
Shameless
knife.
plug.
Dull knife is the worst thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I sharpen my knives
I do too.
every time I use them.
Yeah.
Now, I sharpen my knives. I have a tomato in front of me. I go to cut it. I forget that a tomato is basically air, and just
It's just squish.
and literally dragged the knife across my fingers. I was
No.
like, yeah, it's not. That's my hand. Okay. Wow.
Ow.
Like, that's so uncomfortable.
No.
One of the worst parts about working in restaurants is if you. So as a server and a bartender first. If you ever want to know if you have any kind of a tiny nick on your hand that you didn't ever find before, work behind a bar.
I was gonna say the alcohol.
No, the citrus juice.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have to work with lemons and limes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And you're like, oh, good, I'm cutting limes. Why does my hand hurt?
Everything burns.
Oh, good. I have the tiniest little
I have
cuts
a
in my hand.
paper cut. Great.
Didn't even notice it until the lemon juice hit it, and now I want to cut off my hand. Like, I will say that spending, and this is kind of what this episode is going to be, being able to find something you can do to spend time with your partner is important. And obviously, you can't do it in the kitchen, which I get.
I know. I also barely want to spend time with him sometimes.
Yeah, that's
so.
fair.
I live with him.
Yeah.
So like there are several days where I wake up in the morning
Like,
not
go
feeling like P.
away.
Diddy. But I literally have been just like, I need you to not even look at me. I am already annoyed with you. I don't know what you did. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just don't want to look at you.
But when you
That's
both,
when I know it's time for me to go away for a weekend.
yeah. But when you both want to spend time together, it's fun. It's important to have something like that you both want to do together.
Yeah, we usually play video games or we watch a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah. And honestly, that works. I have a friend who is a professional chef, as is his wife.
Okay.
They don't work together because they tried that and that did not go well.
No.
Because you can never have two head chefs in one kitchen.
That's correct, yeah.
Absolutely cannot. If you do, it will devolve into fucking Lord of the Flies. It's bad.
Yeah.
So they work at separate restaurants, but when they're home, one of their favorite things to do together is make these massive elaborate breakfasts.
Mm-hmm.
When they're working together at home, there's no power struggle, neither one's in charge, there's no customers waiting.
Right.
They both get to do something they love together.
That's great.
Yeah. And
Love
that's wonderful. My ex, who was learning to cook, she was a joy to have in the kitchen because she really wanted to learn how to do it. So she was very helpful and very fast to say if she didn't know how to do something. Great.
Mm-hmm.
One of my exes, I came home from a show one night. There was a pot on the stove.
Oh, no.
The smoke alarm was going off.
Oh, no.
And the pot was just smoking. Like, not black smoke, but like smoke. She had filled it with water to make pasta and then fallen asleep. She literally burned water. She very literally burned water. How she didn't wake up to the smoke alarm is still beyond me, but that woman could sleep through being directly hit by a tornado. So, yeah. So she literally burned water. I never let her anywhere near my kitchen ever again.
No.
I was like, no, honey, I'm happy to cook for you, but if you set foot in this kitchen, I will drop kick you down the stairs. No, just no.
Right.
Like, you have now proven that you may not be in here.
Yeah.
No. I have met people who have straight up put foil wrapped burritos in a microwave and then go, "What's that noise?" Like, that noise is me trying to figure out why we're friends.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I love cooking, so I've learned all this shit, but I get it if some people hate cooking. People really despise cooking. Some people wouldn't make anything more than ramen noodles if they ever had any other option.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out what you and your partner want to do together.
Yeah.
For you and your partner, watching Star Wars, playing video games.
Yep.
Honest to God, my last partner, it was cooking, and this is going to sound like an old person thing. We played cribbage.
That's precious.
Both enjoy it, and we didn't know anyone else who did. So
I don't even know how to play cribbage. So
I learned from my grandmother when I was a kid because she played a lot in her retirement community.
Gotcha.
It's very much an old person game, but like no one else we knew how to play it or enjoyed it, so we played
Yeah.
that.
No, that's great.
Generally, while drinking large amounts of bourbon, but you know,
Well,
you kind of have to play cribbage. So
I would imagine, yeah.
there's also I'm trying to think of like things you and I should cover for our sign off because this is our last episode of Hopeless and Bitter.
Yeah.
We have discussed the whole men are trash thing, which
Men are garbage.
I mean, yeah.
In general,
As-
generally speaking.
As a man, I can vouch for the
Yeah.
authenticity of that statement.
Here's the thing. We know not all men, but somehow it's always a man.
Yeah.
So
Well, also this is
that's concerning.
any slogan that says a group is bad obviously does not mean every single member of that group without exception.
Except for
Obviously.
Westboro Baptist Church.
That's different.
They can all fuck off.
Yes. But for the most part,
Yeah.
it's not ever every single member. So when Lil says something like men are trash, yes. That's true.
Just on a general statement, yes. And if you get offended by anybody saying men are trash, you are part of that trash.
Yeah.
Because if you as a man can say, no, men are trash, that means you are aware that I'm not talking about you directly. Like
So-
we do just use common sense.
Yeah.
Use common sense.
Some men, some people suck.
Yeah.
Regardless of gender, some people just suck.
Yeah.
I will
100%.
one of my biggest pet. This is so I don't have TikTok because I'm 38 and I know better. But I do have friends who send me TikTok videos because of course.
Yeah.
And you can watch them in the browser without having to install TikTok.
True, but
So
I
never
also
will.
just need you to be an adult and send me reels
Yeah.
of TikToks.
Dear God,
like
yes.
a fucking grown up.
Hey,
Jesus.
Hey, anyone under the age of 25, you heard of Vine?
Oh,
Which
I miss Vine. Vine was great.
Vine was
Look
awesome.
at all those chickens.
personal favorite thing I've seen so far online. Don't know if this is TikTok or not, but it's the "Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog? Yeah, that's a good
Accent
one.
is amazing.
That dog.
like, bitch, that's a bear.
I think one of my favorite vines was Free Shavakadu. It's one of the best ones, and I still will refer to avocado as Free Shavakadu. Always.
That's such a great. Oh my
It's such
God.
a good one. That's so it's so simple, but it's so fucking funny.
I'm actually looking up famous vines right now because I
I love watching those compilations. Like really being a grown up is watching Vine compilations on YouTube.
That's true.
And one of the ones I used to watch a lot of Brendan Urie's
Yeah.
Vines because they were very, very funny. Like what was one of them? I need my coffee in the morning, baby. If I don't get it, it'll drive me crazy. Like, what?
Oh, the look at this photograph one, obviously.
Look at this graph.
Yeah.
Look at this baby giraffe.
Oh, so good.
It's yeah.
Oh, Vine. But someone sent me a TikTok, and it was this stupid woman who is very proudly explaining to her, I guess,
Oh no.
10 or 12 TikTok followers that she has managed to she's reached the 1 year anniversary of she's managed to move in with her boyfriend and they're getting engaged, but she's been cheating on him the whole time. And she's very proud of this and basically plays it off as, you know what, women deserve this. I deserve to have whoever I want.
Yeah, it's called polyamory.
And I'm watching this going,
Like, if you want to have your cake and eat it too, polyamory.
yeah.
It's not that just fuck. Oh my God.
And I'm watching this
I hate people.
And my first thought is, if I posted something like this, somebody would set my house on fire.
Yeah. Well, I hope she got fucking obliterated.
I hope
in
she got
comments.
roasted to hell and back. I absolutely do.
Like, yes, there are things that women, femme-presenting people deserve. That, not one of them.
Yep.
And again, if you really want to have multiple partners, it's called polyamory.
Yeah, you
Just
absolutely can.
You get into a polycule. Like, who gives a shit? Be open and communicate that desire. Like,
Leave
it's
Brittany alone. Oh God.
oh,
Sorry, still
I
vines.
love this. They are wonderful.
That-
Chris Crocker is so good.
Is honest to God, I think one of the best vines ever.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sorry, I'm still looking at these. But yeah, like there are, and we actually considered doing an episode about like, you know, like the worst things about dating men, the worst things about dating women.
We considered making that this topic and
Yeah.
then went,
And then-
that sounds terrible.
And then we realized that, you know, while Lil would get away with, you know, saying men are trash because, you know,
Men
most
are
of them are,
trash.
I would just come across sounding like the most misogynistic asshole on the planet. And there'd be really no way to avoid it.
Yeah,
Like,
unfortunately,
like,
that is true.
I would have to talk in such delicate circles that I'd never be able to say anything.
But the thing
like-
is, like, I feel like there are, as someone who has dated both, I can say some shitty things about women too,
At,
because I've dated some winners.
so okay, the only one that I absolutely will say and happily publish online without any fear of
Yeah.
whatever the 11 people listening to this might do.
Right.
The only time having a podcast that no one listened to is great.
Can't get canceled if no one's listening.
Truth. I have met many hetero women who
Mhm.
will say these two things
Mhm.
without any sense of the hypocrisy of both statements.
Okay.
Why can't men see past looks and just accept me for me,
Mm-hmm.
and then immediately turn around and go, "Oh my God, you're under 5'9". Get the fuck away from me!"
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Like
Honestly, no, that's
Like-
completely fair, and I understand that
like-
frustration.
that one. It used to annoy the shit out of me. Now I just find it hilarious because I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, you don't have enough brain cells firing to see why that's a problem."
Yeah.
Like-
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, like, it happens with men too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
But I've not.
you've not experienced it because you don't date men. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I have experienced it with men where because I don't have a perfectly flat stomach, because I've fluctuated in weight throughout my entire life.
You have hips, boobs, and an ass. It's
Yeah.
the definition of curvy. Like,
yeah, and on top of that, like, on average and realistically, I really don't know that many people with flat stomachs. Like,
So, guys, bit of advice: if you want the internet model with the perfectly flat, gym-toned body,
be aware that she probably has an eating disorder.
or be prepared to be the 75th guy in line trying to date her because,
Yeah.
sorry, like,
Yeah, but like they have this idea of what health looks like. Health doesn't look like anything.
no, it absolutely does not.
Because like when I had dropped a ton of weight many years ago, I was not doing it in a healthy way. I was not eating right. I was going to the gym way too often. Like I had exercise bulimia. I would starve myself. Like I had a straight up eating disorder. I'm sorry, trigger warning. If ED is a problem, please don't listen to this part. But I did. Like I would go, a full day without eating much of anything. I would maybe have 300 calories because I was like, well, I wasn't very active today. So like I really shouldn't eat much, which is bullshit. If you want to lose weight, you need to eat. Like exercise is important, but food is more important.
yeah.
And but that was how my brain worked because I was so set on getting really thin and getting really small because I was 105 pounds in high school. And my brain wanted to not necessarily go back to 105 pounds, but like I wanted to be small. And then I gained a bunch of weight because depression. And then I've lost it all again. I've lost over 70 pounds since 2020.
I've seen the pictures of you when you had the weight on. Honest to God, you still look great.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
it's not about...
And
People forget. This is the part people forget.
Mhm.
The biggest thing with your body is whether you like it.
Correct.
It's yours.
Correct.
Like
even though my partner has said, like, I don't care if you're 130 pounds or 230 pounds, I love you, you're beautiful. And that's very kind.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. With that being said, I don't give a fuck what he thinks.
Yeah. You want your body to look the way you want it to look.
Exactly.
And to your partner's credit, he's not going to look at you and go, you know what, I kind of preferred you when you were this way.
Yeah.
He's never going to say that.
No, because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He genuinely doesn't care.
So
He has been with me in several different phases.
Yeah. So it's 100% just what you want to do.
And for me personally, where I am currently, I would like to lose a little bit more weight because I have gained some back just because winter.
Yeah, I noticed.
Which,
sorry.
shut the fuck up. No, you didn't. Because
I'm sorry. It
every
was
time
there, and I could not help myself.
Every time I've mentioned it to like my friends, they're like, "You've gained weight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've probably gained like
I'm sorry,
between 5 and 10 pounds."
You slow pitched that one to me. I could not
Oh
help
no,
myself.
I know. But like, I'm like, yeah, I've gained like 5 or 10 pounds, and I'm kind of like uncomfortable with it. And they're just like, I mean, if I'm being honest, I can't tell.
I've dropped 20.
And I'm like, thank you, but I don't give a fuck what you think.
It's been like I'm down 25 pounds from this time last year. I'm not making like an effort to go to the gym. I work shows. So it's just it's a lot of heavy lifting.
When you have time, you do an extra workout here and there. Yeah.
I'll be honest. Anyone who is trying to get that like. There's a difference between the fit look and being fit.
Yes.
Just as an example, and I have to actually bring up his name real quick. There's a linebacker who played for UCF in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Shaquem Griffin, and if I'm pronouncing that wrong, someone correct me in the comments, please.
That's a great fucking name.
It is.
I love that.
So he is, let's see, stats. 229 pounds.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
He's a linebacker. I'd say he's probably over 6 foot. As a college player, he ran the 40-yard in 4.38.
Wow.
I am 5'9" and a half.
Always take that half.
Yeah.
We love a short king.
According to my doctor, I'm exactly average height for an adult male.
Yeah, you are.
So
Yeah.
cool. Not tall, not short. I didn't get either of them. Great.
As usual, you're just average.
Yeah, but at my healthiest, at my most physically in shape.
When you were probably in the military, yeah?
Yeah. When I was probably 21.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have run a 40-yard in 4.38.
That's hard.
And this guy is likely several inches taller than I am and 100 pounds heavier than me.
Yeah.
Like
that's the thing. Is
and
like,
that's the thing. He is obviously
very
healthy and very fit, but doesn't have that chiseled, ripped gym bod bullshit.
And that's what is so bothersome about like this. And it's so many influencers, which I fucking hate influencers. But
so much. I'm sorry. The most useless people alive. If any of you are listening to this, don't care. You're all fucking useless.
Fuck you for having more money than me.
I don't care about that. You're just fucking useless. Guess what? You did not discover the newest way to lose weight. Like,
well, it's the fact that they think that fitness and health is a one-size-fits-all.
Yeah,
And that's not the case. You need to take hormones into account. You need to take history into account. You need to take genetics. You need to take any sort of like injury into account. You gotta do it. Like the reason that I don't do a lot of cardio is because I have severe asthma. That can trigger an asthma attack. So when I do cardio, my cardio is dancing.
Yeah.
Because it's what works for me.
My cardio is playing drums.
Right. Like I can't run. If you see me running, start running. Something's behind me. Because I'm not a runner. I'm just not. Like, it doesn't work for me.
This is why I only travel to national parks with friends who are slower than me, because there are bears, and I don't like running that fast.
You just need to be faster than the person with you.
Yep.
But, like...
I'm not above tripping a bitch.
Right?
Like,
but, like, even with all of that, I'm a very fit person. I'm very healthy. Even when I was over 200 pounds, I was still very healthy. But there were things that were kind of on borderline, like not borderline diabetic or anything like that, where my cholesterol was a little bit higher.
yeah.
But everything else was very normal. I've lost weight. Everything is normal. I may not look like I am definitely somebody who, like, if you give me something to climb, I'm going to be able to climb it with no problem because I can lift my body weight into the fucking air. However, if you look at me and you say, oh yeah, no, they're pretty strong. However, they clearly like cookies. You're goddamn right, because I'm not going to deny myself fucking good things just so I can have a flat stomach. Am I a little self-conscious about it? Yes. I am very self-conscious because it's something that I have been told, like, I'm fat. I'm not, like, severely overweight by any means.
Honestly, you look to be about the same weight and build as when I'm close to when I met you.
Yeah. That's where I am now.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy with that.
Yeah. And that was 15 years ago.
Yeah. Like, I am a healthy person, but I also make sure I don't deny myself things. And there are fitness influencers who literally will talk down to overweight people and be like, the reason, like, you're not healthy because you're too fat and you're this and you're that. And I get so frustrated because I'm like, first of all, just because something worked for you doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. Yeah. Second of all, you don't know their metabolic health. You don't know how healthy they actually are.
I have a friend
so fuck off.
I have a friend who's a trainer, and something she tells all her clients, and as of last week, I am one of them. So she tells all her clients, says, hey, we're going to, for the first couple weeks, we're going to try stuff and see what you connect with, what workouts you feel good with. Because the important thing is not to do all the workouts you see everyone on the internet doing. You need to find the ones that work for you. For example, I have bad knees. Step-ups are not good. They're going to cause me more pain than anything else.
Right.
So, not an option for me. Yet every influencer you see is like fucking Jane Fonding high step-ups. No. I will be on the ground clutching my knees in 10 minutes and then have a hard time walking afterwards. I have bad knees.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me.
Sure.
You have to find what works for you.
Correct.
And everyone will say, well, the bench press is one of the greatest ways. Maybe. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely can be, but for some people, doesn't work.
Or you can do flies on the machine, or you can do free weights. Like, there are other ways to get exercise.
And you got to find what works for you.
Yeah, and you don't even have to go to the gym. Literally, every single person who is smart and uses science is basically like 30 minutes of activity. Anything. Doesn't matter. You can go for a fucking walk.
Honestly, if you want to get a good solid workout in at home and you don't want to have to buy a lot of equipment, you need, let's say, 2 10-pound hand weights. End of list.
Yeah. Walk
That's
up
it.
and down your stairs.
Yeah. So sitting right there in front of drum kit, I have 2 weights. By the way, you know how old those are?
No, we had those at my house too.
Those are my dad's that he bought in college.
Yeah. Yeah, we had those.
They came with...
Ours were silver.
Yeah. And those are full of sand, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I had them.
And then my brother, as an asshole, decided to buy me the ab roller, which I guess would work for some people, but every time I try to use it, I feel like my stomach's gonna fucking explode.
No, that's normal. That is an ab workout, yes.
Yeah. I want to work out. I don't, I'm not trying to torture myself. But no, seriously. The list of workouts you can do with just a pair of free weights is incredibly long. And especially if they don't... I spend most of my job is lifting heavy things in theaters. I can, with one arm, because I do this daily, lift 60 pounds. I can lift 60-pound lights up a ladder 30 feet in the air with one arm while using the other to climb the ladder. I can do that. I do that daily. What I can't do is take a 60-pound light from a hanging position on one arm, lift it over my head, and then drop it and repeat that 9 to 10 times because I don't have to do that for my job.
Right.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Also, I'm 38. That would not be good for my shoulder.
Right.
You have to kind of look at that the older you get. Your body gets a little more, let's say, ornery.
You have to accommodate, your workouts to you. And, the fact that there are still people out there who body shame, or like the fact that there are videos of, overweight people who are working out to try and lose weight because they want to be healthier, they
And
want
people
to be
post
better.
these videos to laugh at them.
And
Yeah.
then people literally are like, obviously it's not working. What?
You know what?
So do you want people to work out or not? Like, do you want fat people to do better, or do you want to just fat shame?
Honestly-
Shut the fuck up.
Honestly, the best example of this, there's an actor named Ethan Suplee.
Yeah.
And I think everyone will know him as, he was a very, very big man. He was
big, yeah.
He was a
big
real
dude.
big guy. Now,
He's lost a lot of weight.
buff as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? This I kind of love. When he poses shirtless, he's got loose skin.
Yeah.
He was a really big dude.
Yeah. I love that.
That is one of my favorite, because he didn't do that for any reason. Hollywood loves to cast, they love to cast the funny fat guy.
Yep.
Like, that's a career right there.
But if you're a fat woman, you better disappear. You better lose weight.
Or you better be the funniest one in the room every single time.
Yeah. It's fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Maybe, hear me out, let fat people, specifically fat women, exist. Let them fucking exist. You just hate fat people.
Ethan Suplee did something I think is honestly really impressive. He could have been the funny fat guy forever in his career.
Yeah.
That's a career. Instead, he decided to get healthy. And
we don't know what his health was prior to
No.
losing all the weight.
No.
He could have been very healthy.
Absolutely.
He probably just went, I don't like looking like this anymore.
yeah, this was this. I don't know that this was this was anything more than just him deciding one day.
I want to just feel better about myself.
Yeah, I want to look
Because
better. Like I want to look different.
Yeah, because there are people out there who are, bigger, are incredibly healthy, and are okay with staying in that big body.
Yeah.
Like Lizzo is a very good example.
Yeah,
That
fucking
woman.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
He's not ripped.
No.
Man's been a professional athlete for as long as I've been alive.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like Lizzo is a very good example of someone who is in a bigger body, who is incredibly healthy.
watch Lizzo do a show. You'll be tired
eats-
just watching.
Yeah,
Like,
eats very well, works out very consistently, is still in a bigger body.
yeah.
Because that is her genetics. That is how she is built. And that woman has zero qualms of being like, you want to see me in a bikini? You got it. You're fucking welcome. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, bitch, do it. Because like,
People get
she is-
really upset about
they
it
get
too.
so mad. They're like, oh, cover that up. No one wants to see that. And I'm like,
No one asked you.
fucking, you speak for yourself. I
Nope.
want to see that.
No one asked you to look. Fuck off. Like
Right. Like, I definitely want to see that because Lizzo is a fucking queen and she can do whatever she wants.
there is. I'm always happy for people who are posting fitness things on social media that are for everybody. Because I have seen several that are like, hey, here's a very generic workout and a few different forms of it that can work for different body types and like
Yeah.
and I love those.
And even if it's not to lose weight,
Yeah.
like,
What I'm usually bothered by is people who think that the only kind of healthy body you should be attracted to
is a small one.
is the gym bod.
Yeah.
Is that like you have to have abs, you have to have defined muscles, and like you have to be in there. You have to be in the gym minimum 3 hours, 4 days. 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. Like
First of all, that's not good.
yeah.
Don't do that.
yeah, that's awful.
Literally, all you need is 30 to 45 minutes of exercise.
Yeah.
Of any kind. Does not matter what you're doing.
So, for clarification, so my brother goes to the gym 5 days a week before work. He's there for 2 hours. He does approximately 45 minutes worth of exercise, but he's there for 2 hours. Because he'll do 5 minutes, take 10. Do 5 minutes, take 10. So he's there for a couple hours. He's really only doing 45 minutes worth of workout.
Fair enough.
So
I'm
I don't-
talking about the dudes that are there for 3 hours and literally it's all they're doing is working out. And I'm like,
I don't
your
think-
muscles are mad.
yeah, like there's if you're there's a way to say this without sounding like a dick, and I'm not gonna be able to find it. And I don't care. One of the things I've noticed, and you can tell me if this is true, if men do this as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that a lot of the women who seem to demand the height and build
Mm-hmm.
tend to be women who do not take much time to work on their build.
Same exact thing with men. The amount of men who have told me that I am fat, which again, I don't know my actual weight at the moment because I don't have a scale at home because
I weigh 205.
That leads to ED for me, and I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because I pay too close attention to that number, and that's not healthy.
The only reason I know my weight is because there are every time I get on the scissor lift at work, it has a digital readout that shows you its weight capacity.
Gotcha.
And that's actually necessary so you don't overload it.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
But every time I get on it, it'll say 205, 209, 203. And one of my favorite jokes my friends will tell is, "Oh, damn, we're a little high. Hold on, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick."
I love that. But like, I don't know my weight or anything at the moment because I just don't. Like I said, having a scale at home will lead
Also,
to bad behavior on my end, and I just don't want to deal with it.
Does the number really matter to you?
No.
Or yeah.
No, and that's the thing. Is I know the number doesn't matter because one, muscle is going to be more dense than fat. So I could, visually look like I lose a bunch of weight, but the number doesn't move. My clothes fit fine, but the number doesn't move. That's because I've gained more muscle. And I need to remember that.
Well, just, going back to that football player I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So muscle is more dense.
Yeah.
At my healthiest, I was 5'9", I was 160 pounds even. Very much. It's mostly muscle. It was mostly muscle, but I wasn't gym ripped.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's also a genetic thing.
yeah,
Not everyone can get abs.
absolutely.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, I had the like 2-pack thing. Like,
Yeah.
This guy is 6 foot, weighs 230. Still managed to run the 40 in 4 seconds.
Right.
Like, being healthy is not about the number of muscles you can see when you flex your arm.
Correct.
It's not about, being able to bench a certain amount at the gym. It's not about, it's not about any of that crap.
Yeah.
That's not it.
No.
And the number of people I've seen who be like, "Oh my God, so you only have you don't have a 4-pack? Do you not go to the gym?"
Right, like, so the men who have, attacked me for my body, where I'm around a size 8 in women's jeans, which is a very average number.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not tiny, but I'm not big by any means.
We're
but
32 waist, like it's about average for an adult male.
Yeah, like I'm in a good space, and I've been called fat by men who have no business calling me anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, where is your neck?
Yeah.
Your neck is gone, my guy.
Like,
What do you eat?
and that's
Like, you're not supposed to eat Fritos all the time, not for every meal,
those are
Kyle.
This is one of those double standards that actually just bothers the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And
And it happens on both sides, absolutely.
it does.
It does.
I have more often. Again, you'll have to, because I don't try to date men, so I don't know. You'll have to tell me if this is true or not. But more often than not, what is considered a preference for women can be seems creepy coming from a guy. And I think I should clarify that as, women are more.
Depends.
It does. Women are more vocal about supporting other women, which I kind of love.
Yeah.
One of my favorite examples of this. So I have a friend she's been with her partner for 6 years, 7, something like that. In public, you would never know, but they are good friends of mine. They, in private, very much enjoy a dominant, submissive relationship. This is simply how they prefer it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
As
didn't
long
ask
as-
beyond that. It's not my business.
Yeah, as long as it's consensual between the two of them,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to me.
She said while she was still like looking for partners and dating around, that kind of thing, that the number of men, she found that she had an almost unlimited pool of men to draw from. Like she was finding men left and right. And that her friends were very supportive of her. Like, you know what, if that's what you want, absolutely, girl, you go fucking get it.
Right.
But to hear him tell it, he had just as many women that he was that he could have picked from, but he didn't tell any of his female friends
Mm-hmm.
of that's part of what he was looking for, because he tried that once, and what they said was, "Oh, you want someone submissive? That's misogynistic. You just want someone you can control."
Okay.
There's part of that, I think, is a misunderstanding of how that dynamic works.
There's that.
But
Because I feel like it depends on how you approach it as a man.
yeah,
Because if you just say, I need somebody submissive,
that's not
then
who he-
that's going to sound misogynistic and shitty, and I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself because I am
no,
my own
he's,
person.
He's approaching us correctly.
But if he was approaching it in the sense of like, this is what I'm into the BDSM,
Yep.
and I'm looking for someone,
But he was never given the chance to explain that any further.
then that would be a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But
so
like,
while she had all the women are going, hell yeah, that's your preference. You do what you want. Fuck yeah. He didn't tell anybody, because when he did, he was immediately called creepy for
Gotcha.
it.
Again, it depends on how a man approaches that.
Absolutely.
If he approached it in a very, respectful way and saying like, this is what I am into, this is what I am looking for.
I was there for the conversation. He wasn't allowed to get that far.
Like, see, I would allow somebody,
Yeah.
like if again,
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to.
if a man came to me and said, I need someone submissive, I would be like, who the fuck are you,
Yeah.
my guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
he wasn't allowed to get that far. He started to explain that he's been into, because they're in their late 40s. He started to explain that he'd been into BDSM since grad school, and that
Okay.
he preferred to take a more dominant role to his partner's more submissive role.
Okay.
But the minute he got the word submissive out, the rest of it was ignored.
But here's the thing: is if you're approaching it in the BDSM context, then very different situation.
Sorry,
because because in my experience, having been in the BDSM community before, if a man came to me and said, "This is what I am interested in as a partner," are you interested in vetting and doing all of that? That for me would be like, oh yeah, of course. Like,
Yeah.
let's figure out what each of us are into.
And that's
And,
what
we
that's
can
one
do
of the cool
that.
things about that community, is that you really can. People don't just walk up to you and go, "You're submissive. I'm dominant. Hop on my dick." Like, no.
Listen to man.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
Yeah.
It's-
It's a very different situation if you're approaching it in the BDSM.
Yeah.
Like, if you are into the BDSM community.
It's very much a conversation first.
Right.
And also what people tend to forget is that
Correct.
the submissive does have most of the power in that relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I meant was, women are more likely to just support a woman's choices
Sure.
without question, while they will absolutely question a man they know up and down.
And here is why.
And that's why he wouldn't explain it to anybody.
And that's fair. Here's why a lot of women will kind of go, we're not doing that
Because a lot of men are trash.
because men are trash. And the problem is a majority of them are not coming at it in a BDSM way.
They're coming at it in a
in a
misogynistic way.
In a misogynistic way
Yeah.
of, you will submit to me
Yeah.
because I am in charge. And that's the man that I will tell to go fuck himself. Because
you very well should.
Yeah, because absolutely the fuck not.
May I also recommend keeping a fireplace poker around to whack him with?
Right.
Just saying.
I got my stun gun, so I'll just...
Fireplace poker's more fun, though.
That's
It's
true. But
good metal
one of the
rod,
things
whack,
that,
you know?
yeah, like, it's very important to me that my partner sees me as an equal.
Yep.
And if a man is approaching me and wants me to submit to him, not in the fun way, I'm going to tell him to fuck off and shove it directly up his ass, because absolutely not.
That was the other part my friend wasn't able to explain, is that the partner he wanted was someone who was only submissive during sex.
yeah.
He didn't want someone who just wanted to, like, stay at home and take care of the house, and
Right.
like,
Unless
he
that
didn't
is a
want that.
dynamic you want.
And yes, if that's
that's fine.
If that's but that's not the dynamic he wanted.
He just wanted somebody submissive in the bedroom, and I see nothing wrong with that.
But he wasn't allowed to explain past the word submissive.
I don't like that.
And
I don't like that.
because once, and
Especially if he was approaching it in the sense of BDSM.
if you stop him at just, I want someone submissive, and if he stopped speaking there on his own, then yeah,
I'd be like,
follow-up questions are needed.
absolutely not.
But But the reason he wouldn't explain to any of his friends what he was looking for in a partner
Yeah.
is because none of them let him get past that moment.
Sure.
As soon as he said that, the women in his life made a judgment. You're a misogynist. That's creepy.
Yeah, I could see why he finally was just like, I'm just not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Because that's
thankfully-
that's very frustrating.
Thankfully, they found each other.
I'm glad.
And they have a great relationship.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've talked to her about this. Her big thing is, I fucking she goes, I'm in charge at work all day. When we get into the bedroom, I'd like someone else to take the lead. I was like, you know what? I fucking feel that. Like sometimes I really just want. You ever come home and look around your house and go, who the fuck closed? Like every now and then you just want to be like, you know what? I don't want to have to deal with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else do it.
Mm-hmm.
And she found that dynamic in exactly the way that they both want.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. You do wind up with some weirdness when you don't let people fully explain what it is they're looking for, what it is they want, what it is they are thinking or feeling. If you only let half the idea come out, you tend to run into some weirdness.
Well,
Especially because a lot of people aren't great at expressing themselves.
no.
Like-
And I think one of the issues, though, is that a majority of the time, at least on the men aspect, they're dumb.
It's
And-
not untrue.
and so like they are putting themselves in the position
yeah.
to look like an asshole
That's-
and to look like a creep because they are only getting part of the thought out, but also a good chunk of the time the men who are going, I need someone who is going to be wife material, has this kind of job, has this kind of car, lives on their own, does this. I need them to stay home and cook. I need them to stay home and take care of the children. I need them to do this. I'm like, first of all, you want a mother.
Yeah.
Second of all,
This ain't the Stepford fantasy. Calm
right,
the fuck
like
down.
second of all, those men are the ones that lead, all of us to kind of go, so men are just garbage.
Those men forget to ask a very important question. If that's what you expect your partner to do, what do you bring to the table?
Exactly.
Like
That's the problem is like I said, they want a mother because they're not planning on taking care of themselves. They're not planning on doing anything. But if you want the Stepford wife type of fantasy,
you have to be able to be the Stepford wife kind of husband.
because you know what's going to happen if you want her to stay home and take care of the house and the children and whatever else, you better be out making enough money to support that so that she is not also working, because we don't live in a society where one person income is going to be enough.
One of my favorite. So we all know you will not have children,
No.
which is a benefit to the world.
I know.
So thank you. Whether or not I do or not is up in the air. I honestly could go either way. But one of my I have friends they're now teenagers. Their relationship dynamic works really well, I think. So when the kids were first born, he had a really great job as an aerospace engineer. He made enough to support a family on his own,
That's great.
which meant that they agreed he's gonna keep working. He's making high six figures. She's gonna stay home with the kids since they have twins. So there was someone at home to take care of them. They didn't have to pay for like housekeepers or anything. Her job before that, she worked in a bakery.
Mm-hmm.
She loved it, but it paid $11 an hour. Like,
Yeah.
once the kids hit about 4 or 5,
Mm-hmm.
she wanted to go back to work, but she didn't want to leave the kids. So she started running a bakery out of her house,
Oh, nice.
a delivery bakery.
Love that.
Yeah. She was able to be home with her kids most days. She only scheduled deliveries when she only had deliveries available to be scheduled when she could be
When
with
she
the kids.
could leave. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's still working as an engineer, bringing in plenty of money.
Mm-hmm.
Now his kids are teenagers. They don't need them. They don't need watching over. She's since opened a brick and mortar.
Oh, that's great.
Still is a bakery.
Yeah.
It's doing pretty well.
Good.
But that dynamic between them worked out beautifully because they agreed on it. He didn't look at her and go, I make more than you. You watch kids. Like,
I'm man.
yeah. Or she didn't go, I have to stay home because I want to.
Right.
Neither one made a demand of the other. They literally talked about it and went, okay, cool. Here's where, like I make X amount of dollars. It would cost this amount of dollars to hire housekeeping or that kind of thing. And then she went, well, that's okay. We don't need that. I want to stay home with the kids. Okay, cool. Check that off the list. What's next? And they discussed it.
Yeah.
He was able to keep doing what he wanted to do. He loves his job. She wanted to stay home with her twins. Done.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And we've said this in episodes before, if you want a successful relationship, communication is fucking key. Whether that's communication about who stays home if you have kids, your BDSM preferences, who sleeps on what side of the bed, whether or not you put the cap back on the toothpaste, everything. You have to fucking communicate. It's not that hard.
Right.
Open mouth, say words. Not difficult. And yet so many people refuse to because of other people who have shot them down for saying what they wanted. This happened to me very recently. Went to the usual neighborhood bar that I go to where all my friends are. I'm waiting at the bar for a drink. This girl comes up next to me. I say hello. She's literally standing next to me. I said, hi. And I went back to waiting for the bartender. She looks at me and goes, you think you should talk to me? And just walked down the bar.
Whoa!
And I was like, clearly not. Okay. What the fuck ever. I forgot about it. I got the bartender and I are friends. We talked for a minute. I got my drink. Went and sat with my friends. I forgot it happened. It did not faze me. I was like, okay, you're a twat. Moving on. Like,
sorry.
Yeah. Like, I'm here. Like, hey, fun fact. The staff all know me by name.
I've never seen you in my life.
And I've never seen you here. So we're going to play a fun game later called Who Has a Higher Tab? I'm going to drink more than you, and mine's still going to be lower. It's going to be fun. Later, I'm standing at the bar, waiting for my next round. Bartender's busy. She's a good friend of mine. I'm not gonna fucking bother her. She'll get to me when she gets to me. And she knows that I won't be standing going, oh my God, drink. The same girl comes up, looks at me, and goes, you again.
Whoa!
I have not said literally all I've said to this woman so far is hello. Like the word hello. That's it.
How dare you?
I know, right? The audacity.
Jesus, the fucking caucasity of you, sir.
The bartender comes over, and this girl looks at her and goes, I'm so sorry. All I need is a glass of water. You know what? I will. The rest of the story aside, I respect anyone who makes a point to drink water while at a bar. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
The bartender had heard her both times. She'd spoken to me and went, cool. What can I get you? Ignored her for 10 minutes.
Oh my God. See what happens?
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking bitch.
This is
It ain't that hard.
And you know what? I wish I could. I tried to find this study earlier and I could not find it, but I remember reading the results. There were, I can't remember how many women were interviewed, but these women were asked some version of, do you like being approached by men you don't know in public? What makes you more and more likely to enjoy being approached? And basically, almost all the women asked said some version of, if they're attractive, I like them to approach me. But nobody walks around with a sign on them saying what they find attractive.
Right.
So for every guy in the world, it's like, well,
don't know what that means.
am I going to get a phone number or am I going to get pepper sprayed? Let's find out.
Just for the record, if anyone approaches me in public,
that's
just pepper spray.
That's not gender exclusive.
No.
Lil will just pepper spray you. Like,
yeah, I just don't want people talking to me.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you see me out, don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. Especially if you're a man, but also just don't.
I barely talk to you when you're here, so like,
I mean, that's fair.
um,
Like, it's literally the microphones turn on. That's when we
Yeah.
fucking talk to each other. And then I'm like, okay, bye.
yeah, that's pretty much it. It's great.
Yeah. Deuces.
On the other side of that study, men said the same thing.
Yeah.
They're more likely to be rude to someone they don't find attractive.
Oh, yeah. No, can
Like,
confirm that.
yeah. And so please don't think I'm like, throwing women or under the bus here. Men do the same thing.
Oh, yeah. They definitely do.
Who do you think is taken more seriously when they say this person was being creepy or giving me unwanted attention in a way that that made me feel unsafe?
I mean, women definitely are going to be,
Yeah.
because unfortunately, men, for the most part, are very creepy.
It's
Very bad at talking to people.
there was so my first year of college did it up tiny little school up past Columbus. Great school. They should have a theater program. Their theater program's fine, but I came back to a school that had a much better theater program.
Sure.
Great little school. I had some wonderful professors. Had a roommate I really liked. But one of my friends that I met there, he small town, didn't have a girlfriend in high school, not unpopular, just didn't have a girlfriend. Met a girl. They started dating. She seemed great. They went to a party. He did not drink, by the way, at all. Medical thing. So he did not drink.
Sure.
They
He
go out to-
doesn't need a reason to not drink.
He felt like he had to explain it to us, and I get it when you're that age. But
Sure, but also, like, it's fine if you don't drink.
actually important to note for the story. They went back to her room that night and apparently had sex for the first time.
Okay.
Good for them. Congratulations.
Congrats. Yay. Get your dick wet.
The next morning, she went to her parents' house, which I guess was nearby. He came back to our dorm building. 2 hours later, the town police show up
What?
and they arrest him. He's very confused. He's very puzzled by this.
What?
We didn't see him again for like 3 or 4 weeks. When we did see him again, apparently what had happened is he had been taken to jail, been processed for sexual assault.
What?
His parents bailed him out. And then it went to court because obviously he wasn't just going to plead guilty. He didn't.
He didn't do
He
anything.
claimed his innocence. In court, the girl he was dating got up on the stand and was being questioned. And under questioning, she admitted that she'd promised her parents that she would stay a virgin until she was married. So she said he raped her.
No.
The case was, of course, tossed out.
That is why people don't take victims seriously. It's because of people like that. No. Just because you regret something doesn't mean it's sexual assault. I regret plenty of people I have fucked. One of them is sitting in the room with me.
I'm currently raising my hand. Yes. You know what the worst part about the story
regretted
is?
that, but like I have never.
The worst part about the story is the system worked exactly the way everyone wants it to. It believed her at every turn without question until trial.
The problem is
There was no evidence.
no, there's no evidence. But the problem is, it thankfully it worked the way it should have. Unfortunately, that's not always how it works.
Well,
like
that's
the
that's
amount
actually,
of times that women do not go
Yep.
to
Yeah, there it
police
is.
and say I was assaulted is because the first thing they fucking ask, the fucking police
What were you
fucking ask,
wearing?
what were you wearing? How
Yeah.
much did you have to drink? Did you ever think that maybe what I was wearing is irrelevant and I didn't drink anything? What I have on my body is irrelevant. There have been people assaulted in fucking moo-moos.
Yeah.
Are you joking? Fuck off. Rape is not about sex, it's about power.
This dude moved to.
Oh,
He clearly dropped out of that college.
I'm so mad.
He tried to come back for the rest of the semester. Someone keyed the word rapist into his car. No one believed him.
Why? She fucking admitted that she lied.
Didn't matter. She said the word rapist. He was done. He transferred to a college in California, as far away as he could possibly go.
Good.
Apparently now he's graduated, married, has kids, is happy.
Great. I
But-
fucking hate that for him though.
but
Like that's fucking bullshit.
This is one of those big catch-22s. Absolutely believe women, but when they admit they were lying, stop.
Yeah.
Because this is literally all it took. She said the word rapist out loud, and as far as most people on that campus were concerned, he's a rapist. Done. That's it. Case closed.
Unless there is evidence. And the thing,
If he'd been convicted in court, then you know what? Absolutely, yes.
yeah, of course.
Yes.
One thing I will say that is very frustrating is, one of the things that men like to say is, oh, our worst nightmare is being accused of that, which, sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Honestly, for this guy, he had to literally escape
And that
a
is,
couple thousand miles away to get away from this accusation.
and
I get
honestly,
it.
that's fair. I get it. That is not an accusation you want on your name.
Yeah.
With that being said, you know what a woman's biggest fear is, or a femme
Actually getting
presenting?
assaulted.
I am afraid of being assaulted, of being punched in the face, of being raped, of anything, because I am femme presenting, and that is something that I have to deal with constantly. A man in a room full of women is living in heaven. A woman in a room full of men is terrified.
That's true.
Because
Like,
women, femme-presenting people truly do not know which man has the best intentions. So it's really hard being around a bunch of men because you really don't know who is there to protect you and who's there to not.
see,
There are very few men in my life where I can go, I trust you with my drink.
I know you well enough to pity any man who makes an attempt on you. Because regardless of their size or physical strength, you will fight like a rabid badger.
Mhm.
I 100% know that. And yes, they might be able to hurt you. They will absolutely get hurt in the process.
Yeah,
That I'm 100% sure of.
yeah.
The biggest, I love, more than anything, I love the idea of believing victims.
Mhm.
Whether that victim's male, female,
Oh,
regardless
yeah, because men
not just-
get assaulted just as much.
I don't even mean of assault. I mean believe the victim.
Yeah,
At face value, or at first, take an accusation to face value. Don't, do anything drastic until evidence is provided, but don't look at someone and go, this bad thing happened to you? What did you do to possibly cause this, to bring this on yourself?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't matter.
how about don't victim blame?
Well, also, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. It happened.
If someone breaks into your house and steals all your stuff, the first thing the cops ask is, well, did your house look particularly robbable? Like,
What was your house wearing?
Yeah.
And how much did it have to drink?
that's one, massively irrelevant. If
Exactly.
someone gets sexually assaulted, regardless of their gender, anything they did leading up to that moment does not matter. The assault happened.
Correct.
The assault is illegal. Anything happened, almost anything up till that point that they were doing that wasn't illegal shouldn't matter. If you're doing a bunch of coke, yeah, probably good to mention. Things that alter like massively alter your mood or personality, good to know going in.
Yeah.
But once the assault happens, that's the crime.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
done.
What led up to it is irrelevant.
Yeah. It's good to know when you go to the doctor because you've been assaulted. They should probably know if you've been on any hallucinogens or if you've done any hard drugs or like that.
Sure.
Those things are important for
Yeah.
doctors to know. By the way, random side note, the only single person in the world who needs to know someone's biological gender is their doctor. Other than that, it does not matter. Your doctor needs to know because your doctor needs to know your plumbing. That doesn't matter for anybody else. Literally nobody else. That's it. It would be very, very stupid for a trans woman to go to a gynecologist for a pap smear.
Because they don't have the parts.
that would be a massive waste of both people's time. Would not help. But once the assault occurs, that's the crime. Crime.
Yes.
Anything up to that point is not a crime.
Mm-hmm.
It is either just someone being a moron or someone being a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that this guy knew had never had sex before, did not drink,
Mm-hmm.
and was arrested, I actually, up until the point of the trial, I commend the police in this case. They heard a victim's story. They believed her.
Mm-hmm.
They arrested the perpetrator. They brought him to trial.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is what should happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I will give the county and police a lot of credit for what happened afterwards. When she changed her story, They issued a formal apology. The county paid his family back for
The legal fees and
the
stuff.
legal fees, and also like a prorated amount for the room and board that he missed while he was
Oh, that's good.
while he was locked up. They didn't have to. They offered that on their own.
Wow.
I fully respect that because the officials involved went, hey, we were wrong and we apologize. And it takes a big person to apologize. Regardless of the situation, it takes a big person to admit they were wrong.
Yeah, of course.
And so even the school was like, you're welcome to come back. Yeah, you didn't do this. You are still a student in English City. Come on back.
It didn't
matter.
Yeah.
Because she had already accused him. And that accusation was enough. He tried to transfer to a nearby school. It followed him.
Oh my God.
That's why he had to go all the way to California. He was like, well, where's the farthest I can go that I'm not going to get a passport? And he didn't want to go to Hawaii. So
That's fair.
I don't know why he didn't want to go to Hawaii.
I mean, I would rather go to Hawaii. but-
University in Hawaii? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But he had to go to California. So yeah, you know what? I absolutely believe a woman when she tells me that she's been assaulted. I always do. But I'm not an idiot.
Mhm.
I don't believe blindly.
No, especially if that person is saying that every person she's been with has assaulted.
Well, also, if someone tells me, if I know someone who is an upstanding person who I've known for years, who is always kind to everyone around them, is never violent or never doesn't lose their temper, and someone tells me that person sexually assaulted them, I'm gonna believe them, but I'm gonna hold on to a little bit of skepticism.
Right.
Be like, you know what? I don't think you're lying, but I'm gonna reserve judgment for a moment because you've just accused the last person I could ever see.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dissuade you from going from telling you involving the authorities.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold on to a bit of skepticism. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna get in the way of you doing what you need to do about it.
Right.
Yeah. This episode got weird for our last episode.
I mean, we're weird.
Yeah, I mean, all of our episodes are
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to us for what, nine episodes?
Yeah, I think this is 10.
Yeah.
This is number 10.
So, thanks so much. We still have the Nerdcast, and we got some other ideas cooking.
We do have, and we've not.
So-
We're both weird people. We like weird things.
Yeah.
The Nerdcast covers all things nerdy. That's going to be like sci-fi and fantasy and all that fun stuff. We have some ideas about cryptids kicking around and weird history
Yeah.
kicking around. And
Yeah. We got some
honestly,
ideas.
if you have any hopeless and bitter topics that you would like us to cover, toss them in the comments.
Yeah. We'll cover it.
We're happy to keep this channel going. I'll be honest, we just ran out of ideas for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the ideas we came up with, a lot of them would involve me just, playing a raging misogynist, and I didn't want to do that. So I have sisters, and they,
You know better.
well, they also would have no problem driving here and throwing shoes at me.
Oh, that's
Which-
fair.
If I ever shave my head again, which I hope I never do, you can see I have a scar under my hair right here.
Uh-huh.
When my sisters hit me with a curling iron, it had been on for 45 minutes, and it burned my head.
Wow.
Don't remember what I did to deserve that. Don't know if I deserved that. It's me. I probably did.
Mhm, there you go. There you go. Get it
But-
right.
If you have any more ideas for Help Some Bitter, things about dating relationships that
If you have questions,
yeah.
anything like that.
anything like that at all, if you have topic ideas, questions you want to ask, if you want a link for Lil's feet pics, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And thank you for joining us for this weird ride. Hopeless and Bitter
Yeah.
is kind of a fun one.
Yeah, it was fun. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at BabbleandBS.
Please do, and go over to the Nerdcast. You can find that on the on the Babble and Bullshit channel on YouTube currently. And if you enjoy nerdy shit, that's where to go.
Yeah.
So far, it's a lot of Star Wars because there is a lot of Star
There's
Wars.
so much Star Wars.
Oh my God, there's so much of it. But guys, thanks so much for joining us for this episode. We hope that this advice over the last 10 episodes has been, if not useful, at least funny.
Yeah.
And if you're taking any of our advice, for the love of God, Mountain of Salt.
Mountain.
Mountain of Salt. We are not experts.
No.
This is meant to be comedy.
Yes.
If you fuck up a relationship because of something you heard on this channel, that's on you. Oh my God, don't take our advice.
Please don't.
But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us for this. Join us for our other podcasts as they come up. Be sure to hit like and subscribe because subscriptions help the analytics and they'll get us things like
money.
Eventually, but they'll convince us to do things like, start doing this with a video camera because, like,
yeah.
Right now we do it in audio because we don't want to buy video equipment. So, but yeah, for the maybe last time, this has been Hopeless and Bitter. I've been Will.
I've been Lilith.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.